just trying to find the weirdest stuff to see. And we were just two guys in this really crappy hotel, and we had to sleep on the floor. I suppose everyone in Japan sleeps on the floor. They don't have conventional beds. And can't remember the prefecture that we were staying in, but it was out of the way. It wasn't in a city or anything. It was quite some way away, out of Tokyo. That's why I don't think I could go back there. It was really hard to get a grounding of where you were in relation to everything. And well, we saw most of the things that we could see, and I guess I'll just talk about the weirder aspects of Tokyo. There is a place, the electronic district, and it's called Akihabara. And there's another place I can remember called Shinjuku. I think that was more of a city, like a CBD, Central Business District kind of thing. And there's other places like Harajuku. It's hard to try and remember these things after you haven't thought of them in a long time. But I've noticed that a lot of the traditional Japanese ways are long gone. They're taken over by a lot of like futuristic kind of things, way of life. But there are still a lot of things that exist, like families living together in really small quarters, and what else? Yeah, lots of families live together. But what I can remember about some regions in Tokyo, there was the crosswalk, that very busy intersection. And sorry, I'm just trying to find some interesting footage to talk about, but none of it's working. So I'll just have to remember. There's the region, there's like the busiest train station in Tokyo, and that was insane going there. It was, what I can remember is a lot of it looks like how Blade Runner looked. The city, it really reminded me of that. All the neon lights, and it rained quite a bit as well. Everything was wet looking. And I do remember that we were just walking down on streets, and we came across what they call love hotels, I think they're called, where Japanese businessmen go in there, or couples or something, and I'll have a look on the iPad to see, to get more. Okay, so love hotels are places where like businessmen go on their lunch hours and just they hook up with drunk people or tourists or something, or just a place to have flings, and they go to these love hotels and they have sex in the rooms, and there's it's really funny what I'm reading at the moment. There's different themes to the hotels, and I'm guessing they are in Shinjuku. I think Shinjuku Station is the biggest station that there is. So you don't stay in there very long. It's pretty much just to have sex and get out. It's just really weird. They have like bedrooms that are like look like kids' rooms, and like with Hello Kitty. They're just really strange. I noticed that when I went there. It's just a really strange kind of, there's a lot of things to do with sex, and really kinky shit. Another really weird thing that happened was we both were big fans of Tom Green, the comedian, and he made this 1 hour special where he went to Tokyo, and it's called Subway Monkey Hour, and he went to Tokyo and did all this crazy stuff, and we tried to emulate that. And one of those things was on the last night in Tokyo we booked ourselves into what is known as Capsule Hotel. And a Capsule Hotel is, you wouldn't want to stay there more than one night. It's really weird, confined. I don't know why anyone would want to stay there. Maybe if you're about to die from sleep deprivation. That's the only reason how I think you could stay there. So what happens is you book into this hotel and you go up to, it's in like a big skyscraper kind of thing, building. There's so many different levels, and so many people staying in these hotels because they can fit so many people, and you're basically given there's like a row of boxes, these little cubicle things, they with like a curtain, and that's all. That's your privacy, is just a curtain that you pull across the hole. So you're in this tiny little box, and you've got a little TV and a shelf, and it's basically just a bed. And it's like it's kind of like sleeping in an oven. so you've got people sleeping all around you. It was the worst night's sleep I've ever gotten, I think. The pillow felt like it was filled with seashells, and having a bath as well, like having a shower. It's sick. It's like having a shower in a big thing where everyone's naked. It's gross. It sounds very futuristic, but yeah, I would never do it again. It's really weird. But I guess people in Japan are small, so they don't have a problem, but I'm 6'2", and sleeping in this thing was so uncomfortable. So I think I was really restless, and it was like 2 AM in the morning, and I just said to my friend, look, I'm getting out, I'm going for a walk. So I got out, and in Akihabara at like 2 AM in the morning, and I was just walking down the streets and trying to look for a McDonald's that was open, because I'm always hungry. I can eat all the time, and it was really strange walking down the streets at that time in the morning, just seeing like drunken businessmen staggering home, and you find the weirdest people out at that time in the morning. Why on earth people are out at that time, I don't know. There was another thing, another weird thing. I may as well make this video like a weird Japan video. I think it was in Akihabara. We went to a few sex stores, and just they've got different floors. Like this one had 4 floors of just sex toys, and like DVDs, and filled like a library of porn. And we were going up and down, just laughing and looking at everything. And there was so many weird things, like I don't know how they could think up things like these sex toys. There was one that I'll never forget. It was like a robotic hand that just goes back and forward. It's basically to jerk yourself off. Well, you don't jerk yourself off. You put your dick in this machine, and it whacks you off. I mean, how lazy do you have to be? But there's someone out there who's bought one of these things, and there's definitely a market for it, so good on them for making that, contributing that to humanity. And just so many weird outfits and sex dolls. Yeah, I'll never forget going in that store and being totally weirded out. I guess, well, maybe I'm not used to that stuff, like, but the shop was crowded, and apparently, my friend, he bought a few DVDs as a joke, thought they were a joke anyway. One was called Fuck Car, and which was basically people having an orgy in a car, like a really small car, seeing how many people could fit into this car. And I think another one was like it was like a warehouse filled with people just having sex. Oh, so weird and funny. That's my kind of humor. I don't take things like that seriously. I just laugh my head off at these things. Yeah. So that's basically what I took away from my trip to Tokyo. I really wish that I had experienced more weird stuff, but that wasn't like how weird is. There were times when we just looked at ourselves and thought, what the hell are we doing? There was one day where it was my choice to do something, to choose something to do, and I went to the this fish market. That was my idea for the day, because I was tired of looking through Lonely Planet, just looking up what the fish market is called. Apparently I can't even say this thing. Sokishi. The world's largest, busiest fish market. It stinks to high heaven. It's just it's a warehouse full of fish. People just go there and buy fish, and it's the biggest fish market. And there was one point where we're just walking around and going, we had to walk forever to get there, and I thought, what the hell am I doing with my life? Going to this giant fish market. So, I mean, some people go to Disneyland. I go to a fish market. So that was my weird tale of Japan. But it was an interesting experience going to this fish market. There was a lot of variety there, and a lot of smells as well. But I guess I just remembered that Simpsons episode where they go to Japan and Bart is working in a fish. They have to work in a fish manufacturing plant or something, and there's like a theme song called Knife Goes In, Guts Come Out, that's what something something something, and this fish goes to Bart, if you'll spare my life I will give you 3 wishes, and Bart just is not even looking at the fish, and he just guts it. Yeah, that's kind of why I went there. And yeah, so this was quite a long rambling video, and but I hope you enjoyed it and found something funny. It's kind of a change of pace of the videos that I've been making of late, which kind of been pretty introspective and dealing with drugs and stuff, but I can assure you that I'm clean. I don't do drugs. I just try and move on. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying these videos, and I always appreciate your comments and that. So thank you, and happy dreams of Fishmark.